Yeah, this thing still feel a little bit of torque steer on this. Well, I'm in two-wheel drive mode. I was like, I feel a little bit of torque steer in the sport mode. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be looking at the all-new Chevy Trailblazer Activ. First and foremost, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Provo for giving me some time with this Trailblazer. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below where you can check out this and then the rest of the inventory they have right now. By the way, this one is available for sale, if you guys were wondering. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.3 liter 3-cylinder that goes to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 26 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 155 horsepower at 5,600 RPMs and then 174 pound-feet of torque at only 1,600 RPMs. Let's go over the front end of the Trailblazer. So this literally looks like a mini Blazer, which is pretty cool. So you've got distinctive lines here on either side of the hood. And then you can see here with the daytime running light and then the headlight just down below. And then we've got a little itty bitty fog light here at the bottom. We've got the traditional Chevy bow tie. I love this coloration here. It's also at the bottom portion of the grille. It just looks really cool. And it's at the very bottom as well. Just kind of gives it a unique appearance. And, you know, overall, for a little crossover, it looks pretty dang cool. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 225/60/17 in the front and in the rear as well. And you guys can see with the wheel design, it has that cool kind of like rugged appearance to it. You got the silver there on the top and then the black below that. And you actually have a decent amount of sidewall. These are called sport terrain tires, is what Chevy describes them as. And then you guys can see a quick look at the front suspension. This thing's pretty cool is we actually do have a little bit of skid plate protection underneath with this package. And then notice here with the fender flare, and then that continues all along the side with the bodywork. Mirrors are body painted. You got the little rails there at the top of the roof. And I like that body line there on the side. I think that looks pretty cool, but there's your side view. So here is our key fob. Notice we got the Chevy bow tie there. We have our unlock, our lock function, and then remote start as well. Now with the hatch, it is hydraulic, so you just lift it up a little bit yourself, and then it does the rest of the work for you. Now underneath, we do have a spare tire, which definitely makes things a little bit, well, more safe, right, if you ever get flat. And then we've got little storage pockets there on either side. And for being such a small crossover, it actually has a decent amount of storage space in the trunk. Now, when you are done, you got this handle right here. Just grab that, throw it down. Now let's finish things up with the rest of the rear. So first off, you can see that it is painted black here to kind of create some contrast. Again, we got the traditional Chevy bow tie Activ badge there on that side, and then a Trailblazer all-wheel drive badge. And then we got these cool taillights. Look at the intricate details inside the light, pretty cool. Parking sensors here on the rear, and then that trim that was on the front that I really liked is also here on the back. You can see the cover there for the exhaust tips. Let's actually make sure those are real. Okay, yep, the covers are real. Anyways, there's the rear. Now popping inside here, we actually have a little bit of sort of padding here for your armrest in the back, window control, and then I actually really like these seats here in the Activ. So really nice padding, but the big thing is these are easy to clean if you ever do take this on adventures. And then popping in, ooh, easy to get in. Yeah, and this is actually pretty spacious here in the back. So you got storage pocket right there. Looks like we have a little charging area down below, and then cup holder armrest. Yeah, this is surprisingly spacious and nice back here. Anyways, let's head to the front. Now here is the front door panel. Notice the bronze trim right there, and then the cloth trim down below with the stitching that goes across. And then here's a quick look at the mirrors. Now notice that the front window is automatic, well, the driver window I should say. And then adjustments for the mirrors. And then here are the front seats, again with the stitching throughout. And then we actually have a little like cloth insert right there, and I guess like down here a little bit in the piping. Yeah, lots happening on these seats, and then they are power adjustable. And then here's a quick look at the pedal layout. We got the hood latch release, light control just up above with our little fog light button right next to it. Steering wheel is manually adjustable, must pop in. So here is the steering wheel for the Trailblazer. We got nice padding all around, and then there are radio controls on the back of the steering wheel. Controls for the center stack, you got your voice command control. We have our cruise control on the other side with our heated steering wheel button, which doesn't illuminate, so this might have a heated steering wheel credit. Anyways, turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, and there you go. So here is our gauge cluster, analog on either side, and then you do have that screen there in the center, which we can scroll through some different menus to see different bits of info here on the Trailblazer. Nothing too crazy. We do have some different drive modes, so I can pop it into all-wheel drive mode, and notice at the bottom it says all-wheel drive there, and then you take it out. And then there is also a sport mode, which will pop up with like a racing flag right there. Sorry about that camera view, probably the worst camera view ever, but you guys get the point. Now here's the center infotainment screen. First off, if we pop it into reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel, and resolution is actually pretty dang solid. Now it's the rest of the infotainment system. We have two home screen buttons right next to each other. This is like a GM thing to do. I don't know why, but you can see there with the controls for like the radio, for example. We even have a back button. That's pretty cool. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which is definitely a nice feature. I was scrolling as if there was something after that, but there obviously isn't. Anyways, that's the infotainment screen. Climate controls down below. I love how you have like this random screen and then the rest of it's, well, I guess there's also a screen for the fan speed there on the other side. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, I like the actuation here on the climate control itself. It's pretty fun. And then we got charging area down below is what we'll call it. And then you can see storage space. And then we have like this weird like honeycomb mesh on the grab handles down here that looks like grab handles basically. Anyways, we've got a drive mode select, so you got your all-wheel drive, your sport mode, stability control, lane departure, auto stop start, shifter for that 9-speed automatic, and then we do have the L mode, which is kind of like your manual mode. Parking brake right here, a couple cup holders, more storage, and then, wow, there's got to be more. Okay, there is more. I was gonna say that's like the smallest center console on earth, and then got more nice gray trim there, and then some storage space at the top actually. Pretty decent sized glove box, and I like the padding there, and then also the trim around the vent looks great. And then I guess last but not least, we just have a regular mirror and nothing crazy happening up top. So this is our window sticker for this 2023 Trailblazer Activ. Warranty information: 3-year 36,000 mile bumper to bumper, 5-year 60,000 mile on the powertrain. $27,400 is the base price. This has a couple packages added to it, including retrofit for the heated steering wheel later, so we do have a credit for that, so that's why I didn't eliminate. Anyways, $29,385 is the total MSRP on this Trailblazer Activ. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, and throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. Up in the Trailblazer Activ, and first off, this definitely has like the small feel. Just driving through the parking lot, it's like pretty zippy, but actually getting up on the road, oh yeah, that engine, that turbocharged engine's got some punch. Pop it into the sport mode. Yeah, I forgot how well these drive actually. I know a lot of people are gonna not exactly be too excited about a turbocharged 3-cylinder, but you know what? Don't knock it till you try it. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, this thing still feel a little bit of torque steer on this. Well, I'm in 2-wheel drive mode. I was like, I feel a little bit of torque steer on the sport mode, but I realized I didn't put it in all-wheel drive mode. So I've got it in the all-wheel drive mode now, and we're going to get just kind of like a little acceleration here. I'm going to see if there's any, because the torque steer will happen at low speed. So I'll kind of see if I feel anything once we get through this roundabout. Okay, so we'll slow down here. Oh yeah, completely gone. So you just put it in all-wheel drive mode and then it'll take it away completely. But yeah, this thing's actually pretty peppy. And again, it's a small crossover, so it's not like it needs to be or have a massive engine rather. But seat comfort's good as well, actually. Yeah, overall I like the feel of these seats. And so yeah, to sum things up here with the Trailblazer Activ, I think it looks pretty cool on the outside. Interior is very like shockingly spacious. That's something that I think is the biggest shock with this, is because this is such a small crossover, so you don't expect the interior to be as large as it is. And then overall, from a driving perspective, it has, you know, a lightweight, small crossover feel to it, so it's kind of zipping all over the place, which is fun. 3-cylinder provides more than enough power, especially at high. We're at like 4,500 feet elevation, so at high elevation it performs well. So yeah, as a, you know, just like a, you know, an affordable crossover, I think this is really solid. One thing I will say is they kind of market the Activ as like this adventure, not go anywhere, but go a lot of places type vehicle. And what I will say is, if you are actually going to take this on like off-roading adventures, I'd recommend putting slightly more aggressive tires on it than what this has from the factory. These aren't horrible, but these definitely, well, they'll do some stuff, but like you get enough mud or snow or something like that, and these sport terrain tires, whatever Chevy calls them, yeah, you're just gonna want a little bit more. That's because something's up for our video on this Trailblazer Activ. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Provo for giving me some time with this Trailblazer. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see you.